Hey y'all, it's your boy Rico.
And Sam.
And today is our G episode. So we are going to talk about growth, bottom growth. Here's your tea.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah. I'll give you just a little head.
Just a little head?
Yes, a little
big head.
Here. Is it okay? Did you want a full beer? Is that okay?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I need to drink a little bit more for this episode because it's like personal, but I want to talk about it, but it's personal, you know? So I have some other tea just in case.
I really have no issues with talking about my dick.
Really?
I'm a lot more open about talking about my dick.
What if your family sees this or your friends?
Well, then they get to know about my dick. Hey.
Yeah, this is a warning. If you're like a close friend of mine or family member and you don't want to know about this personal shit, just click out. You don't have to watch this.
Yeah.
Please, I don't want to know if you're... Especially if you're a family member.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. Anyways, so I think we should first talk about like anatomy, so kind of paint a picture for y'all. So believe it or not, I found this out. Sam told me this like maybe a month ago. I was shook. Okay, so life begins as a female. Like the first 5 weeks when you're a little baby in the womb, you're technically a female. Well, some call it gender neutral, but because you start out with the X chromosome, and there's one pair of chromosomes that determine sex. And just to say, you know how we feel about male, female, those terms. We're going to try to be like as scientific about it, you know what I mean? So females have the XX chromosome and males have the XY. So Sam drew a little diagram. It's so cute.
Y'all, I sketched this out like 5 minutes ago and it's real bad.
I think it's...
But anyways, so... yeah, so as Rico said, everybody starts out as female with the X chromosome, and if they develop the Y chromosome, which not all of them will, basically what happens is that your ovaries descend down to here, and they become your testes, and then your labia, which is somewhere down here, that's like the lips of a vagina.
Well, it's there, it's around the vagina.
Well, okay, they're right here. Okay, so they're the lips. They're right there, and they like fuse, and that's what becomes like your scrotum, like there. That's why there's that line there in the middle. It's called a scrotal raphe.
Yeah, you know if you've seen a ball sack.
Yeah, like if you ever seen balls, there's like a little line in
balls
between.
Are lips.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, ball. So basically, ovaries, testes, the labia, the lips. They're the scrotal.
I feel like I'm signing.
Raphe. Yeah. So. Yeah, literally like the same thing.
Cool. And the male variant of, you know, penis. Am I saying this right? Yeah, the male variant of a clitoris is the penis. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. And another thing, that's why everyone has nipples. Because the nipples form before you get that Y gene, if you get that Y gene. So, fun little fact.
Yes.
The more you know.
The more you know.
So yeah, with that said, when you take tea, you will get growth no matter what. There's nothing you can do to avoid it. How much? It depends. Like, just like cis male dicks, you know, you never know. You just get what you get. You can get up to an inch. It could be less than an inch. The most common is 1 to 3 inches.
1 to 3.
And, I mean, you can get up to porn star size, like 4 inches. I think I've seen that. Yeah. But there are ways you could try to, you know, make it bigger. You can pump. There's other things like creams, but I don't know much about that.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of, like, weird
That's
things,
just too extra for me.
Just Google something.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people are thinking, can trans men penetrate with enough growth? And the answer is yes, many do and many can.
Mm-hmm.
So how does sex change ever since you had growth? What's the difference?
For me?
Yeah.
I mean... I guess the difference is that I can now, like, I can get hard. So, just like a cis man can, like, basically my clit will become erect, and it gets hard. So it, like, yeah, it just goes, boop. Yep. And it, like, it comes out of, like, the little foreskin. So, because basically, like, the clitoral hood is, like, foreskin. Like, yeah. So, if you were to get, like, a certain form of bottom surgery, they would cut that hood, and it would basically, like, come out like it's circumcised. So, yeah, so basically, like, it becomes erect, and it comes out of the hood, and then it's, like, chilling there. And, I mean, now that it's bigger, you know, like, you can get stuff that are resembling more of like blowjobs, or
Yeah, like before
stuff like
tea, oral, I hated it. You know what I mean? Because it just wasn't my cup of tea. And with oral, pre-tea, if you're going down a guy pre-tea, it's pretty much just tongue action, right?
Mhm.
But once you get growth, you can't do that anymore. Something's sticking up, you know what I mean? So you're literally sucking. It is a blowjob, and it's amazing. It is.
It is.
And and when it comes to just like hands down there for during fun time or whatever, or alone time, whatever you do, I don't know.
Whatever.
Like pre-tea, if you're a guy, it's kind of like this. But you can't do that anymore if you get growth. It's more
That's
of
a
a
lie.
well, if you have
You
enough
can't.
growth, it's like awkward and kind of like why when you can stroke it,
I think that's preference.
Okay, shit. Good to know. I guess for me, personal, it's more of a jack off motion like that, Your guys in between there. I guess you can kind of do that, but for me, it's just awkward. Because, like, you're jacking off, But that's just my opinion. So, speaking of that, you can get hard. Have you ever had random boners, like morning wood, or has it happened to you yet?
Yeah.
Because I know some trans guys have.
Yeah, no, I often, it's not just like in like morning wood or whatever though, like I know that my partners have been irritated with me at times because like I'll like randomly like get hard and it's like going through puberty, like once you like get hard, like it doesn't go away until it's like taken care of. And so like I'll sit there and I'm just like dying and I'm like, God, like this needs to go away. And it won't go away until like something's done about it. And like it starts to like hurt.
Mhm.
It hurts unless something happens to it.
Yeah.
And it just makes me very irritable and grumpy.
Yeah. So yeah, it was. I don't think people really understand like how much it is like having a cis male dick. Like you pop boners at random times, and when it's soft, flaccid, it's a little bit smaller. And when you get hard, it does grow. It does get bigger, just like the cis.
Just like this is.
So when it comes to comfortability, like with underwear, you have had like been uncomfortable from it, right?
I think like from what I've experienced, it's like when it started growing, the clit obviously like stuck out more, so it was more sensitive because it was no longer covered by the hood, and so I would notice that it would start like rubbing against my underwear when I was like at work or like whatever, just like walking around. It would just like rub against it and it was like really uncomfortable, so I'd have to like shake around until like something stopped. And that lasted for like maybe a couple weeks for me. And like the way that I fixed it was just like wearing like loose underwear, maybe not packing as much that week, just so there was like literally the least amount of stuff touching it, until it became less sensitive. And it just becomes less sensitive by it getting touched more. That's really the only way to desensitize it. It's like just letting it happen,
Yeah. And just so you know, Sam is roughly a year and 9 months on T to paint a picture of timelines. For me, I'm about 9 months on T. I have noticed a change, of course, obviously. And I think I'm just now getting to the point where I'm noticing enough growth to where I also feel it at random times throughout the day in my underwear.
But just to mention on that, though, I have heard of a lot of cases where some trans men say it's the first thing that they notice, like the very first thing that they notice during their transition is bottom growth.
I noticed mine 2 months in, because I always document, like, I did it by, like, months and weeks and, like, noticing my changes, and I just looked back on my notes to see when I first saw growth, and that was 2 months in for me. I don't know if you remember yours, do you?
No, I don't remember.
Yeah. But, yeah, I think I grew some more since then, because I'm feeling it now in my underwear. Yeah, when it comes to sensitivity, like, for me, it's the definitely when, like, the foreskin is pulled back, it gets to the point where it's too sensitive for me. Like, if I'm getting a blowjob and they, pull my foreskin back, that's too much for me. Like, it's way too sensitive. I'd rather them just, like, I don't need your hands down there. Hands free. You can just suck it. I don't want you, like, pulling it back. That's just me.
Personally, I like it pulled back.
Really? I guess because I'm still in and it's on T.
Just makes my dick bigger, so why not?
Yeah, and it gets to the point where it hurts. Like, don't even fucking touch me is after I come, like right after I come. I notice like if I have to like go to the bathroom or whatever and I have like put on underwear, like I have to like walk and make sure nothing touches it because even the like a brush of anything rubbing against it, it's way too painful.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and there's been times you know, I'm getting a blowjob and then I come and then they keep going. And I'm like, no, like, literally, it's
like,
painful.
Don't!
Yeah, it's like, I get off, I, like, gotta push their head away, I'm like, God, no more, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, again, the only way to desensitize it is to just keep going, so just get more head.
You think that's true?
Just get more head, oh yeah. Like, the more you touch something, the less sensitive it gets. Like, that's how you desensitize it.
True.
Yeah.
True.
That's why they say don't watch a lot of porn, because if you watch a lot of porn, then you won't be able to come during sex.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Good to know.
Yeah.
So, speaking of foreskin, how do you feel about that word? You're
different. It's different, yeah.
Hygiene is super important. Just like cis males with uncut dicks, you gotta clean a certain way, you know what I mean? You gotta, like, really get in there, pull back and clean. Super important. I don't know if many T-boys know that, but,
It's definitely important, and for me, it is the most sensitive time was when I'm actually trying to wash it. Like, not during sex, but trying to
I try to do it real quick, like,
yeah.
It's like, ah!
Don't use a loofah, use your hand for that
Why
one.
would you use a loofah?
I tried it, it was a bad idea. Yeah, don't do it. But yeah, make sure you pull back, pull that shit back, and you gotta clean it all of it. Yeah.
So that was it for bottom growth. Next week for H, we're gonna do how to be a trans ally. So I know we have many trans ally friends watching this, and we just want to give you some ideas on how to be a trans ally.
Mm-hmm.
Super stoked on that.
Same.
Alright, y'all. So if you like this video, you know what to do. Comment, share, like, all that fun stuff. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.